In this video, I want to cover the exact process I follow in my AI agency to make $5,808 in one day. So let's jump into my computer and we'll get right into it. As you can see here, here's a Stripe screenshot of us making $5,808 in one day. And in this video, I'm going to cover exactly the thought processes that you need to make in order to hit this goal. And a lot of you are currently stuck in terms of like the bottlenecks that's currently in your systems. This is just a general brainstorm of how you should tackle things when you come across bottlenecks in your AI agency. Because the main thing you're probably struggling with right now is client acquisition. How do we get in front of the people that have the money to pay for our AI services? So number one is you have to ask yourself, do I have leads or not? The main thing is no matter what business you're in, you need leads for your business. And whether it's a local business, whether it's the contractor, whether you're an online service provider, you need leads, and this keeps your business up and running. So if you don't have leads, what you need to do, number one, is find leads. There's a lot of ways to find leads. There's ads, there's partnerships in terms of referrals. You could partner with an ads company, you could partner with an SEO company, you could do cold emails, you could do cold calls, you could do cold DMs. You can even drive in person to certain contractors or certain restaurants and drive in person and pitch them to the owner. And that's what I did when I was 15 or 16 years old. I used to drive to restaurants and pitch them directly to the owner. And if you currently do have leads, do you have enough leads? And the main thing is, do I have sales calls on my calendar? From those leads, we should be able to book anywhere from 20 to 30 or 40% of those leads onto a sales call. And if you currently don't have any sales calls on your calendar, what you really need to do is all the leads that come in, whether it's from Facebook or cold emails, what we need to do is collect their phone number. With their phone number, what we need to do is basically double dial leads 2 times per day for 7 to 14 days straight. And the reason why I say double dial is because if their phone is on do not disturb, number one, the first dial takes them off the ringer and takes them off do not disturb. The second call goes through. So we need to do it in the morning, we need to do it in the afternoon for 7 to 14 days straight. And after that, what you really need to do is send value in terms of emails and YouTube videos to get them to book. So if you want me and my team to basically systematically grow your AI agency with you, along with all our blueprints, all our SOPs, all of our operations, all of our automations, go ahead and click the link down in the description and see if you qualify for our one-on-one program. The main thing with YouTube and the main reason that I make content is so you can nurture leads and you can get them to close easier. So even for my agency, what we do is we try to make a video at least every single week, but really you need to be making a lot of videos in the beginning so you can use it as pre-call nurture. You can use it as a lead comes in and you nurture them that way. If you currently have sales calls on your calendar, one question to ask is, are they actually showing up to the sales call? Is your show up rate actually good show up rate, right? The industry average show up rate is probably anywhere around like 60%. In terms of cold traffic. If you have a referral lead, it's going to be a lot higher. If you cold called them or had prior experience with them, it's going to be a lot higher. Usually you want to keep it above 60%, right? Ideally 75%, 80%. If they're not showing up to the call, ask yourself, do you currently have a pre-call nurture campaign? The main thing is if they're not showing up to the call, number one, they probably don't trust you enough or want to allocate 30 minutes or 1 hour of their time in order to actually jump on a call with you. So if you currently don't have a pre-call nurture campaign, you need to set it up. And what does that currently look like? So what you need to do is basically add 2 to 4 emails per day for days leading up to the call. And in these emails, what you really need to do is case studies, why X and not Y, YouTube videos and everything like that to get them warmed up for the call. Or the last thing to do is you qualify harder on the lead form. One thing that is very prevalent in the space is if they're not a serious business owner, they're not going to respect your time as a business owner as well. And this is one thing I took out of Ravi Abdulwala's Show Up Secrets. And what he does is he basically qualifies based on like, hey, how many team members do you have? How much budget are you putting towards ads? How many jobs are you currently doing? If they're below a certain threshold, he just kicks them off the calendar because he wants his calendar to be full of interested prospects that have the money that's ready to buy. And a lot of times, if they're not a serious business owner, they don't have a lot of crew members, and they don't really respect another business owner's time. So sometimes you really have to qualify harder on the lead form to actually get people that are serious about growing their business into the ecosystem. So now, if they're currently showing up to a sales call, you have to ask yourself, are you currently closing the sales calls at 20+%? And the industry average from a cold lead, you should be closing all show-ups 1 out of 5. right? That's not even a good close rate, but this is just an industry average. If you're currently not closing sales calls at 20%, what you need to do is ask yourself, are the prospects financially qualified? Can they actually afford your service? If no, what you need to do is basically add better qualification for a lead to actually opt in. Ask them how many jobs are they doing, ask how much revenue are they doing, ask how many crew members are they doing. And if they're currently financially qualified, here's the truth is you need to invest in some sales training. Whether you're doing mock calls with a friend or whether you have an experienced sales guy that could currently review your calls, you need to invest in any sales training possible in order to get better. And in your free time, the only thing you should do, if you're not generating leads, let's say leads are on autopilot, let's say appointments are getting booked, you need to do sales training every free minute of your day. When I began at the beginning, I couldn't close anything and I couldn't even speak articulately. And the main thing I did was I did sales training. I reviewed every single objection that might come up and I just kept replaying the same objection handle over and over in my head, whether it's before the gym, whether it's before I sleep, whether it's I'm making lunch. Every single minute of my day was invested into sales training. So you really have to ask yourself, if nobody's closing, is it their fault or is it my fault? It's really your fault, because your job as hopping on the sales call is to be a therapist to their problems and providing a solution to their problems. You should be focused on asking questions first and then leading the prospect to the right answer. So if you're currently closing the sales calls at above 20%, ask yourself, do I want to scale faster and bring on more clients? If not, you're at a peak and you want to just stay there, you're basically done. If you want to scale faster, you need to hire a closer or improve your sales rate so you could get that closing rate to 30%, right? It's a 10% bump that will increase your revenue basically by 10%. And then you put more budget behind ads so you can basically just scale up and up from there. With everything said, I'm going to just break down exactly what we talked about in this video. So number one, focus on your lead flow. If there are no leads, there's no chance you're even going to get clients. Number two is if you have the leads, you have the appointments, and your sales sucks and you can't close, by law of large numbers, of course, if you have 1,000 sales calls, you're probably gonna close one of them, but it's going to be expensive to have 1,000 sales calls. So you really need to invest in some sales training in order to get better on a day-by-day basis. After that, what you really focus on is like the fulfillment side and also doing such a good job that your clients bring in referrals. And there's going to be a whole different process to that. But number one, you should focus on generating leads, getting sales, and then you focus on fulfillment. Because for the most part, money will solve all issues in your company. Because when you have the money, what you can do is you can always hire somebody that knows way more about AI or somebody that could handle the fulfillment for you because you have the cash flow. Or you can hire team members that can basically outsource and take more off your plate. But without money, without sales, without leads, you're not going to be able to achieve that. That's all I have for this video, and I hope you got some nuggets out of it, and I'll see you in the next video.